Okay, let's see if we can do a quick garden video. I always try and be quick and then it never works out that way. So here's my apple trees. These are my mini dwarf espalier. These are Rubinette. These are my favorites. Honeycrisp. This one struggles in Washington to produce well, but looks like I've got some good ones this year. So the beans and corn are tasseling. Most of the beans was eaten or drowned in our weird spring. The ones that I did with peas don't work so well because the peas grew too fast for the corn. On both of them, it smothered the corn. So this one I just went through and harvested yesterday. And this one is getting pretty close. I'm going to try and go through and do some of that today. Hi! This is my first time growing poppies. These are edible poppies, not psychedelic, but just like the kind for like muffins and stuff. And it looks like the aphids, let's see if you can see this, the aphids seem to be liking these. My zinnia is blooming. Look at all these aphids. So it looks like a trap crop maybe for the poppies. Because of the weird weather this year, I've had great broccoli. So let's see if you can see this better in the shade. That's a big head. I'm gonna harvest that and it's looking a little yellow. We had sickness and a trip, so we're behind schedule in our garden. These are supposed to be bush variety of winter squash. They look regular to me, like a vining type. All my other salad stuff has bolted. My dill is bolting, but I always just let that go. My cucumber in the back of my beets was too shaded, so it's way far behind. I'm curious if I'll get enough this year to do anything. Same with my green beans, my fresh green beans. And I hope you can hear me over the kids. They're having a lot of fun. So I'm hoping my garlic looks pretty darn close. I'm hoping to pull that out and that'll help me get maybe any green beans this year. My garbanzo beans are looking close. I don't actually know when to harvest these, but you see they're starting to dry up at the bottom, kind of like my peas did. Those ones fell over and they're falling onto the parsnips. So this has been a good thing and a bad thing. It's causing some shade for my cabbages, which is helping them because they don't really like the extreme heat. But also they're not quite getting as much as I would like. This one's been eaten by something, so I should probably just harvest that. My potatoes are almost done. I've been adding compost to make sure anything that pops up is under soil. Some of the tops on my bummer. I was too late and my shadow's in the way. I try and prevent them from falling over because as soon as they get crimped, they're done, and that's not as big as I would have liked. The ones on the borders got manhandled a little bit by us walking through, and that's made it hard. These potatoes are also done. These were the yin yang beans, and I've only got like I've only got a couple of them because something just kept eating them. This was the hardest growing season or growing year I've ever had. These are the black cocoa beans. These are all dried beans. I was trying to learn how to do that this year. Again, it looks like I'm having something eat. I don't know if this is caterpillar or slug. There's some slugs in there. I've got some more beautiful heads. These ones are the Danish ball head. Although these look like they might be different varieties. Danish ball head. These, I didn't catch this one fast enough. These are my rutabaga. And this might be my first year ever getting any. that are actually worth eating. I'm pretty excited about that. But a lot of other things are bolting. The peas are pretty much done. And I can't remember if this is quinoa or amaranth. I have to look at my chart. Let's see, I've got a stick down here. This is quinoa. And it said I thought I should be able to harvest by about July 25th. And you can see the difference in some of them these are greener. And these ones are looking drier. But some of the birds, like the towhees in particular, keep eating them. Look at these kohlrabi. These kohlrabi are gargantuan. And they're not even done yet. These are the giant ones. I can't pronounce the other name. The carrots are doing pretty good. My zucchini is so far behind. It's very weird for me. These are store-bought lentils that I just planted because they germinated. So they look a lot like the garbanzo beans. I've got some tomatoes out here. These are kind of crowding the tomatoes. Don't mind the neighbor's dogs. I've been harvesting a ton of chamomile. I've got a few kale. My winter squash is far behind. More tomatoes and potatoes. More squash. That one is the Waltham. I'm really hoping to save some seed from that because it's my favorite variety. My raspberries look almost like they're done. Everything seems to have like dried up. I've got some that are looking good, but the other ones, these all are like, they're crunchy. So I don't know. We kind of went from too long a spring to sudden heat and no rain. Been very bizarre. Even though we've been trying to water, when I was taking care of all the sickos in the family, the garden suffered. These are blueberries. I don't know if you can see through my net. They're coming along. Oh good, does this one have a couple? There's a couple in there. There's a couple. Oops, I'm stuck. In the greenhouse, it says in here it's 111 degrees, 26% humidity. My little cayenne pepper plant down here. And here's the one, oh, it's so cute. My little one over here. And the rest of these are my tomatoes. I do not do single stem. I take a lot of the leaders off and then I kind of let them branch out. Anything too much in the front, like this one, after you can see where the blossoms are, I'll remove that. But other than that, I kind of let them spread. Let's go see. I'm trying to remove all of, let's see if I can show you this. I'm trying to remove all of the strawberries that are in between the aisles. It makes it really hard to see where the voles are, where the weeds are, and it makes it hard to maintain. I get a ton of strawberries that way, but it's too hard. So we're trying to move them here to our strawberry patch, which is pretty sad. It's not very happy. I want to move my espalier apple trees here next year. I might actually move them on that side so there's some shade, because the strawberries don't seem to mind getting some shade. These are brain fart. Marshmallow. Looks like things are growing in my compost. This was a tree we transplanted last year, so I don't expect any fruit. This is, my little cousin calls it a tomato tree, but it's a plum tree. And for being transplanted, it looks fantastic. This winter was weird and it killed both of my figs, at least down to the roots, but there's regrowth. So there's that one. Which one was this one? This one is the turkey fig. That means this is the Olympus or Olympic. And I don't know that this will have time to ripen, but if it does, I will be a happy camper. All I want is one. Here is our asparagus. I'm kind of hoping to move it. The cherry tree, which we got nothing off of. My D'Angelou pear. My grafted pear tree, which is always disappointing. I will not buy a grafted tree like that again, the kind that has several varieties. This one is a different type of pear. This one is conference pear. This one, is this Akane? Yep, this is my Akane apple tree, and you'll see this will be the first year I get some fruit off of this one. Something is growing in my gummy berries. Or is that? That looks leaves like it could be the gummy berry. That's interesting. Any berries in here, or were they eaten already? I have not checked. And it looks like the fruit is... There's a bee doing something weird by me. I think I missed all the fruit. Oh, that's a bummer. They've got really weird fruit. These are Jerusalem artichokes, and they're very sad, but the voles like them. This was my Costco cherry tree. It's looking a little sad. And this is my Bella apple tree. I tend to like apples that are crisp and tart but sweet, like the Honey Crisp, the Pink Lady. So that's what I'm growing. This will also be my first year getting some of these, at least in theory. We moved our elderberries over here, and it's a little dehydrated. It looks like I've got some berries coming as long as they haven't dried out. Same with this one. And I can't remember what this was. Oh, this was my aronia berry, also called a choke cherry. And yes, they are choke cherry. They're nasty. I know they're really nutritious, but then they're gross. Or was that the aronia berry? I have to look at that again. That might be my other elderberry. I've got to look at them more closely, because the aronia berry, and I didn't look at it when they were blooming. Looking at the leaves on that one versus this one, I think this might be, yep, this is my other elderberry. So that's my aronia berry. They're more nutritious than blueberries, and they taste half as pleasant. Oopsies. Over here we've got our honeyberries, our Haskap berries. Again, kind of neglected. Again, it's because they're nasty. But they're also more nutritious than blueberries, and I believe in having variety. But because we moved, they're kind of they're in shock. So this year should be my first year getting some grapes. We may want to move it at some point or restart it, because these are not in the best spot together. This is my bee balm. Isn't that beautiful? I just think that's so pretty. And my peaches, this is my frost peach tree, and they are scrumptious. Oh my goodness, they're so delicious. So delicious. My lingonberry, got a little lingonberry there, a little lingonberry here, a different grapevine, which I can't remember what this one was, and another little peach tree, and then some beautiful lavender. So that is my garden. I hope you have wonderful things growing in your yard, and you have a lot of reasons to be happy and grateful. This has been a really hard year to grow things, and it's really stretched my ability in so many ways. A lot of people ask me, or they think I've always been a really good gardener, but the truth is I've probably killed more things than most people. I just didn't give up. So always plant more than you think you need and never give up. All right, happy gardening.